TikTok makes dropshipping look way too easy. You've probably seen the videos before. Someone finds a random product, makes a store in a few hours, runs some ads, and then suddenly they're showing screenshots like they made thousands of dollars overnight. And when you watch those videos, it almost feels like you're stupid if you're not doing it too. Because the way they explain it, dropshipping sounds like free money. You don't need inventory, you don't need a warehouse, you don't even need to touch the product. You just sell it, the supplier ships it, and you keep the profit. But that is only the clean, perfect version of the story. The real version is a lot messier. Dropshipping is not fake. It can work. But the easy version you see on TikTok is usually missing all the parts that actually make it hard. Because at the end of the day, dropshipping is still a real business. It is not just copying a product, making a basic website, and waiting for money to appear. You still need to find something people actually want. You still need to make a store that people trust. You still need to get attention. You still need to deal with customers. And if something goes wrong, you are the one who has to fix it. That is the part most people do not show. They show the sales, they show the Shopify dashboard, they show the "I made this much in one day" screenshot, they show the laptop lifestyle and make it look like anybody can do it in one weekend. But they do not always show the failed products, the wasted money on ads, the slow shipping, the refunds, the angry customers, or the fact that a lot of beginners spend money before they ever make money. And that is why dropshipping is harder than TikTok says. The first big problem is the product. People online love saying, "Just find a winning product." But that is kind of like saying, "Just make a viral video." It sounds simple, but it is not actually helpful. A good dropshipping product needs to do a lot at once. It needs to catch attention fast. It needs to solve a problem, or at least look interesting enough that someone stops scrolling. It needs to be cheap enough for you to buy from a supplier, but still valuable enough that you can sell it for a profit. It should not break easily, it should not have tons of returns, and people need to actually want it right now. That is already harder than most people think. And the mistake a lot of beginners make is that they just copy the first product they see in another video, but by the time a product is being shown everywhere, it might already be too late. Thousands of other people might be trying to sell the exact same thing, with the same ads, the same website layout, and maybe even the same supplier. And when everyone is selling the same product, it becomes way harder to stand out. So the product is not just some random thing you throw on a website, it is the foundation of the whole business. If the product is bad, everything else becomes harder. The next problem is the store itself. A lot of people think building the website is the easy part, because technically, yeah, you can make a Shopify store pretty fast. You can choose a theme, upload some pictures, write a product description, and have something online in a day. But just because the store exists does not mean people will trust it. And trust is everything. Think about it from the customer side. They land on a random website they have never seen before. They do not know who owns it. They do not know if the product is good. They do not know if it will arrive. They do not know if the pictures are real. So before they buy anything, they are basically asking themselves one question: can I trust this? If your store looks cheap, they leave. If the product photos look stolen, they leave. If the description sounds weird or copied, they leave. If the shipping time is unclear, they leave. If the whole website feels like it was made in 10 minutes, they probably will not take the risk. This is where a lot of beginners get surprised. They think the hard part is getting people to the website, but sometimes the real hard part is getting people to actually buy once they are there. Then there is shipping, and this is one of the biggest problems with dropshipping. A lot of products come from suppliers far away, and that can mean long delivery times. But the customer usually does not care that you are dropshipping. They just know they paid money, and now they want their product. If it takes too long, they get annoyed. If the tracking is bad, they get worried. If the quality is worse than expected, they complain. And when they complain, they are not messaging the supplier. They are messaging you. That is when dropshipping stops feeling like passive income. Now you are answering emails, dealing with refunds, explaining delays, handling complaints, and hoping the supplier actually does their job. And if the product arrives broken, late, or looking nothing like the pictures, that becomes your problem. This is the part people skip when they make dropshipping look easy. They make it look like you just set up a store and relax while money comes in. But in reality, if you want it to work properly, you have to treat customers like a real business would. And then comes ads. This is probably where beginners lose the most money. People think they can spend a little bit on TikTok ads or Facebook ads and instantly make a profit. But ads are not magic. Ads are testing. You might test one video and it fails. Then you test another one and it gets views but no sales. Then another one gets clicks but people leave the website. Then another one gets sales but the profit is too small. And before you know it, you have spent money just trying to figure out what works. That is why the screenshots can be misleading. Someone can show $10,000 in sales, and it looks amazing. But sales are not the same as profit. They might have spent thousands on ads. They still have product costs, shipping costs, transaction fees, software costs, refunds, and maybe influencer costs too. So the number on the screen might look big, but the actual profit could be way smaller. Or sometimes there might be no profit at all. Another thing people forget is how easy it is to copy dropshipping stores. That is kind of the good and bad thing about dropshipping. It is easy to start, but because it is easy to start, it is also easy for other people to do the same thing. If you find a product that starts working, someone else can find it too. They can copy your ad style, copy your website idea, use the same supplier, and sell it for a lower price. Suddenly, you are competing against people selling almost the exact same product. That is why the best dropshipping stores do not really feel like random dropshipping stores anymore. They feel like brands. They have better videos, better product pages, better customer service, better angles, and a better reason for people to buy from them instead of someone else. And that is the big difference. Some people go into dropshipping trying to make quick money, but the people who actually have a chance are the ones who treat it like they are building a real brand, not just flipping random products. This is also why there are so many fake guru videos around dropshipping. A lot of people online are not really selling the business, they are selling the dream. They show the nice car, they show the screenshots, they show the "I escaped the 9-to-5 lifestyle." Then they sell you a course, a mentorship, a Discord group, or a template. And to be fair, not every course is automatically fake. Some people do know what they are talking about. But you have to be careful because a lot of people make dropshipping look easy because that makes it easier to sell you something. If someone tells you it is fast, simple, and almost guaranteed, that should be a red flag. Because real business is not guaranteed. Real business has problems, and dropshipping has plenty of them. But here is the honest answer. Dropshipping is not dead. It is just not as easy as TikTok makes it look. It can still work if you take it seriously. You need to research products properly. You need to understand who you are selling to. You need a store that looks trustworthy. You need ads or content that actually get attention. You need a supplier that can deliver. And most importantly, you need to understand your numbers. Because if you do not know your profit, your ad costs, your product costs, and your refund rate, then you are basically guessing. And guessing with money gets expensive fast. So the real problem with dropshipping is not that it is impossible. The problem is that people are told it is easy money. TikTok shows the dream, but it often hides the details. It shows the sales, but not always the profit. It shows the winning product, but not the 10 products that failed before it. It shows the lifestyle, but not the customer complaints, the bad ads, and the money wasted while testing. So if you want to try dropshipping, do not treat it like a shortcut. Treat it like a real business. Because the people who fail usually come in thinking it will be easy. The people who actually have a chance are the ones who understand the work starts before the first sale. That is why dropshipping is harder than TikTok says. It is not impossible. It is just way less simple than the internet makes it look. If you want more videos about the business behind internet trends, creators, games, scams, and online money, subscribe to Hype Economy.